Assalamu alaikum dear students, hope you are doing well, and we were discussing not only the process of writing, that is academic writing process, but also the contextual links in our previous lecture. So today we are going to discuss what are the major types of writing document. It does mean the academic document. So major types of academic documents contain not only your assignments, your all kind of term papers, but also includes your research papers, the thesis, and all the research articles. Academic documents are different from other documents. That means your research documents, for the reason that they have a definite format to be given by the department or by the institute to be followed, as well as they are universally accepted and can be globally acknowledged. If you have written your draft according to the present topic and the hot topic, whatever is going on in the present situation. So you also have observed that all the research papers are actually addressing the present situation rather than the past one. Or if it is discussing about the classical point of view, definitely that would be the comparison between the classicism and the present situation. For the people who know that what I'm talking about, they must be known that I'm talking about the research documents or the research papers or the research thesis to be developed for their final years or for the MPhil section. It is for sure that I would be somehow difficult to understand for today to you because you are unfamiliar or you are unknown to the development. You might have not seen the research papers up till now. You must not have read it. If not, definitely it would be quite tough for you to understand. So I would definitely recommend you to read any kind of one research paper on any of the document, on any of the subject you people are already dealing in your university. So it means if in this semester you are dealing with a novel subject, you might open up any research paper on your interest area that must address any of the themes or the characters or characterization of the novels. And if you are a linguist, definitely I would ask you before, because you all have done semantics at this stage, morphology as well, phonetics and phonology as well. So if you have done any of subject of linguistics perspective, definitely read out one good research paper or any of your one favorite topic of any of the subject you believe. Like for example, in semantics, we have semantic roles, one of the topic. So you might have read the research paper on semantic roles in some characters of the novel, or might be if it is about maxims of conversation, how the conversations are being discussed or being written in some novel or in some drama, where the conversations are taken as the dialogues between the two or more than two characters, then you would be given an idea through all those research findings, all those research papers, that they have a special format to follow. Now, today I'm not discussing what would be the format of a research paper. The beauty is we are just discussing what are different kind of academic documents we could have depending upon your academic writing. So one of which is very important and would be told to you, would be learned at the end of this semester, definitely that is your term paper or might be a research paper to be written on any specific topic by your teacher. Could be, if I would be a teacher, definitely in your class, I would give you a task to select any one topic of your own choice and develop a questionnaire, develop a qualitative, quantitative kind of study, and develop a research paper for that one particular topic. So let's start with the research paper. What does it focus? It focuses on methodology, data analysis, and contributing new knowledge. Fine. And this means this kind of paper is developed to give something new, some new idea to the reader. It means you have found something new. Your findings are contributing to the society on the behalf of whatever the good things, whatever the perspectives you have found on some topic, and you are actually contributing linguistically as well as socially to your society. So it would definitely contain some new knowledge into the field. The second kind of document would be let's say for example, a part of your literature review, a part of your research paper, that would be a literature review. It is not a summary but a thematic synthesis that evaluates the current state of a field. So that would be a part of your research paper when you are collaborating or when you are analyzing the previous works with respect to your present work on which you are working on. So where does your paper positions, or what is the position of your paper or your study? That would be told in the form of an argumentative form. So that argumentative form would be your data analysis methodology and data analysis. So it means you have some kind of facts, you are exploring those facts, and then while exploring those facts, you are describing all those facts authentically with facts and figures. It uses evidence to advocate for a specific interpretation or for understanding of any data. Fine. And one thing that is more required about all your research paper, to write down an abstract. It is highly condensed micro version of the entire paper that contains the problem, method, results and conclusion. So it means in a brief manner you have to introduce your research paper in the beginning, in the start, although it is written at the end, but it is pasted at the start or in the start of your any kind of research, any kind of book, whenever you are publishing anything. So it means this abstract is needed not only for defining the problem on which you are working on, but also you are providing the methodology you have adopted and the results or the outcomes of your study with the help of the suggested or concluded remarks. The critical conventions and the hedging boosting techniques are very important in all your academic writing for the reason that they use the cautious language and suggest the indicators, certain language demonstrators, and proves the academic voice. It also maintains the objectivity while establishing an authorial persona. So among all other things, what is important? It is your academic ethics. So what to do? Remember, if research paper is one of the kind, I just discussed the research paper as an example, although I have announced all other documents as well. So let's take the overview or summarize whatever we have discussed today. I have given you the example of research paper in your academic writing. While academic writing, I have discussed the pattern of a research paper to be developed, where the first part of your paper should be an abstract. After that, there will be the introduction or the explanatory area of your research, where you describe the problem and takes your stance that why this study is needed in your society. And then after that, you compare your studies with your previous already existing studies or stories in the same field. And then developing through that research gap, what was already have been discussed by the other writers and what the new things you are exploring. In between this, you find the research gap. So working on that research gap, you will be having your methodology and your theoretical framework to be discussed. And that theoretical framework, it is something, that is already present, that is a theoretical framework given by some other linguist or some other literary person, other critique. And if it is a devised methodology, it would be definitely qualitative or quantitative in its nature. Quantitative needs your questionnaires, your interviews to be done with the target population and all that. And through that methodology, devised methodology, when you apply those questionnaires on some target population, that would be developing your academic writing skills into actually practice. So it means finding out your all outcomes from that target population and writing it down into the form, if I'm taking an example of quantitative study, fine, and developing the graphs and the tables and description of all those facts and figures, that would be your data analysis. Out of that data analysis, you conclude your studies with some future recommendations. So it means whatever the stance you have taken in the start, at the end, you are going to authenticate through your studies that what you have achieved. So all the kinds of our academic documents, like for example, term papers, like I said, starting from the very simple one, the assignments, which are similar, not similar exactly, your academic or research writing, they are just what we say, we have developed it as a copy-paste, habit by our students, that they just take the material of some other person and then name it by their own research or name it down as their own work. That is just a case of plagiarism. And this is taken, or this is considered as an unethical attempt by the writer while taking some other works and publishing it by his own or her own name. This unethical act may take you towards serious consequences, and we all should have to avoid it. So I'm not talking about what are the threats in your research. We are just discussing that what are the different kinds of documents. So these kinds of documents, the simplest form that you may look at different websites, especially on Google Scholar or relevant kind of websites, you might be able to look for different research papers written by certain researchers. So all of them would be having almost or similar kind of sections as I have discussed. I'm announcing again the specific sections of our research paper: the abstract, the introduction, the literature review, methodology or the theoretical framework, the data analysis, and at the end this would be your finally the conclusion or the suggested areas of future researches. So if this one would be the format of our research paper, definitely every kind of document that is academic or that has academic based document, it would be having a proper format to follow, and it has proper ethics to follow. Avoiding the plagiarism, it means copying the someone other's element or the stance or the idea or exactly the same language by your own. So citation ethics are beyond your avoiding or using whatever the other researchers have done. You might, add the others' work in your paper, but that must be rephrased. If not rephrased, definitely it must be related whatever you have chosen as your area of study. It would be descriptive, it would be augmentative, it would be compared or contrast, whatever. We already have augmentative, So whatever the style of writing you want to choose, that's up to you. So term papers, research papers, your thesis writing, your assignments depends on data analysis and methodological and data analysis mode. All of them are your academic voices for your academic documentation. So this was one of the example of our academic writing for the time being. We'll be having more definitely when discussing this lecture in your class. Thank you so much for being with me in this lecture. Hope the things would be clear for you now. What is academic writing after listening this one lecture to you? Stay blessed. Till the next time, have a nice day.